Once celebrated as France's political prodigy, President Emmanuel Macron now finds himself facing stinging criticism from his former mentor, Alain Minc, who brands him the worst president since the Fifth Republic's founding. Minc, a veteran political strategist who has advised French leaders since the Mitterrand era, told Politico that Macron's narcissism and denial of reality have gravely weakened French institutions and left the nation in a worse state than when he took power.
Macron is leaving the country in a much worse state than when he took the reins of power. He will leave a political landscape that is perhaps permanently unstable in France. It's unforgivable. Macron is in denial of reality. He is crushed by his own psychology. He thinks as usual that he is the only one who will conjure up a magic trick to find a way out of the difficulties.
The rift between the two widened after Macron's ill-fated snap election last year. Minc accuses the president of surrounding himself with an incredibly mediocre team and ruling like a gambler convinced he can win back everything with one more bet. Amid this political storm, opposition leader Marine Le Pen has sharpened her attack, accusing Macron of refusing to take responsibility for government failures and of betraying public trust.
When someone is in a position and does nothing, they are responsible. If I were Mr. Emmanuel Macron, I would have accepted his resignation, because the French can no longer tolerate that no one is ever truly held accountable for anything. And if you listen to everyone, they all pass the responsibility around. What is certain is that the flaws revealed in this absolutely unacceptable theft, which is a wound for all the French, must be addressed.
As discontent spills onto the streets, protests have erupted across cities like Marseille. Demonstrators condemn Macron's austerity drive, saying it freezes pensions, cuts social benefits, and erodes public services. Retirees and workers have joined hands in anger. Protester Roseline accused Macron of treating retirees as a burden, while another, Gilles, warned that the government's cuts to social security would force citizens to pay more for healthcare, a tragedy for many.
This draft budget will affect us because we retirees are particularly targeted right now. But what I really want to say is, how can a president and his ministers consider us, retirees, former workers who worked for decades, who contributed for decades, as inactive, useless, a burden on society, and yet we have to pay? This is very, very serious for us because it calls into question all the principles of a solidarity-based retirement system. What I would also like to add is the worrying direction of this budget, because targeting public spending means targeting everything related to solidarity, and therefore it will inevitably lead to the collapse of our entire social model based on solidarity. Pensions, healthcare, public services. It means abandoning the welfare state.
Amid growing unrest, polls reveal Macron's approval has plummeted, tying him with François Hollande as the least popular French president in half a century. Once the face of centrist renewal, Macron's movement now stands accused of fracturing France's political landscape. Alain Minc fears Macron's missteps could open the door for Marine Le Pen's far-right national rally to seize power in 2027. A scenario he calls a terrifying prospect for France's democracy. Macron is crushed by his own psychology, Minc concludes. He no longer knows where reality ends and his reflection begins.